Okay, so I think it has started recorded. You are recording. You are recording this meeting. Be sure to let everyone know that they are being recorded. Okay, so it is now being recorded. Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Um, this is uh, BMM 1133. The subject code. Subject. Wait. Wait. I put my pen. So okay. So I think this one. Hmm, sekejap Give me 1 minute. Hmm, sekejap Saya cari ni sekejap. Okay. Can you see me? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is um our the name of the subject is material science. The name of this subject is material science. Okay. Subject and course. Okay. Course is the same thing. Subject is a different word. Course is a different word. But actually, course and subject is the same thing. So so if someone says what is the name of the course, that means he asks you the name of the subject. Okay, course and subject is the same thing. Okay, so the name of the course is material science, and the code is BMM 1133. So this is bachelor for mechanical engineering. So it is the core subject in which that if you are taking if your program is the name of your degree. For example, you are enrolled for degree in bachelor's of mechanical engineering in automotive engineering. So that is the name of your program. If you are enrolling for bachelor of civil engineering, so that is the name of the program. The program name is the degree name. Okay, so if you are enrolling for mechanical engineering, pure mechanical engineering, or automotive engineering, you have to take this subject. You cannot choose. Okay, this is a compulsory subject. Compulsory subject also known as a core subject. Okay, it's a core subject. Or in other word, in Malay word, we call it a teras subject, subject teras. Okay. This is the synopsis lah. Okay, this Excel that I present to you, the name of this Excel is teaching plan. The name of this Excel is teaching plan, and I have sent this teaching plan in PDF format into our group WhatsApp. So in PDF format, you can see this teaching plan in group WhatsApp. Okay, I have given you. Okay, so this is the synopsis lah. So the synopsis is the summary, or is the summary about all about everything that you are going to learn in this subject. What is the content of the subject? This is the synopsis. Okay, so this is my name. Okay, this is my name. So typically, student will take this subject when they are in the first semester and in the first year. Okay, and the credit value is 3 credit. It has 3 credit value. Okay, so that means 3 credit value is quite big. If you are not scoring this subject could drag your CGPA. Okay, could drag because it carries 3 credit. Okay, prerequisite prerequisite is something that you have to take before you take the subject. So for this subject, you do not have any prerequisite requirement. That means, for example, maybe next year or next year, for example, you want to take a strength of material 2 or advanced strength of material. So in order to take that advanced strength of material, you have to take strength of material 1. So that is the meaning of prerequisite. That means in order for you to take one subject, you have to take another subject before and pass the subject. Otherwise, you cannot enroll for that subject. But for this subject, we don't have any prerequisite. Okay? Okay, course outcome. This is course learning outcome. Course learning outcome is the outcome that you need to have once you have completed taking this subject. Course outcome is the outcome that you need to accomplish once you have finished taking the subject. So this is achievable by end of the semester. So this is the course outcome one. Okay, student able to resolve the problem related to material structure, application, mechanical and physical properties, and so on lah. Yeah, you baca sendiri lah. You can read this on your own. Unless if you want me to explain, I can explain. I mean, after you read but you don't understand, you want to me explain, I can explain. Okay, so that is the course outcome. So you have 4 course outcome in this chapter. And then you have, and then we also have, and then we have program outcome, program learning outcome, PLO or PO. You this one, right? Program learning outcome or PO. And this is course outcome. So program learning outcome is the outcome for this for okay, when you take each subject has its own course outcome, or each course has its own course outcome. So by the end of the semester, when you are taking the subject, you are expected to obtain this kind of course outcome. You have to know this, you have to know that. For example, you have to know about material structure, application, for example, and you have to know what is metal, ceramic, what is polymer, composite. You have to know all this. So this is the course outcome. And then each of the course or each of the subject is actually will simultaneously prepare you to be graduated in a specific degree. So, for example, in order to graduate in Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering, there are 12 program learning outcome that you need to accomplish for 4 years. For 4 years, 8 semester you are in UMP, there are 12 program learning outcome that you need to accomplish. And this program learning outcome will be able to accomplish when you have accumulated certain amounts of subject. For example, in one semester, you take maybe 5 subject or 5 courses. So one courses or one subject will make you achieve the course outcome, and this course outcome make you prepare for you to have the program learning outcome number 1. You understand?
Yes.
I think you have known this program outcome. I think maybe you have known this thing before, but I still explain to you. If you don't want me to explain, I can skip. If you are boring with this thing, you know what I mean. I'm just concerned if you don't understand what is PO, what is CO. So this is your program outcome. If you Google in what is a program outcome UMP for mechanical engineering, so you have 12 PO1. and ability to apply knowledge of mathematics, natural science, engineering, fundamental, mechanical, something like that. So you have 12. All you have 12 until here, lifelong learning. So this subject will make you to achieve PO1, PO2, PO4, and PO7. Okay? When you take another subject, you will have maybe another PO that you will achieve. For example, you know I understand. So different subject will offer you different PO to be achieved until when you are at the end of your 4 years in UMP, you will actually achieve all these 12 PO. All these 12 PO already achieved by the end of your 4 years in UMP. So that means that you are ready to be graduated lah with that specific degree. Okay. So this one C3, C4, C6, and A3. Okay. So this subject tests you test your cognitive level, and also your affective domain. So cognitive, what is cognitive? Cognitive is the test that has been designed to know how much that you understand about this topic, your understanding. So in order to evaluate whether you understand or not about the subject, we test you, giving you test exam, and so that is how we evaluate the students. Okay, so it has a 6 level, cognitive 1 until cognitive 6. So the higher the level, the more difficult it will be. Okay, but for CO1, we will test you at the level of cognitive level 3. Okay, remember C stands for cognitive. So you know what is the meaning of cognitive? So you Google lah sendiri nanti. Cognitive. It's cognitive. So this is the meaning of cognitive lah, the state and process involved in knowing, which include completeness, and include in perception and judgment. So you can what is cognitive? Okay, about your understanding, that is cognitive. Okay, it has six level, and then now this one is A3. A is affective. Affective means, do you know what is affectionate? Affective means affectionate. Affectionate means love. That means caring, concern. That is affective lah. About feeling, showing fondness. Fondness means liking. Okay, about love. That is affectionate. So from affectionate it goes to affective. So affective is the test that we want to know what is your feelings. We want to know your emotional. We want to evaluate your emotional about some things. It's not about your love with your boyfriend or girlfriend, but we want to know in this subject about your love to the nature. So affective, we want to evaluate how love that you are into the nature. So in here, if you go to CO4, this one is A3. This is CO4. So CO4 is about student able to correlate the impact of material and its properties towards society and environment. So in this CO4, you will be given an assignment. CO4 and CO3 is about assignment. you will be given an assignment in which that assignment will ask you to replace material that will not be harmful to the environment or less harmful. For example, now we are using a lot of plastics. When you go to shop, for example, when you go to shop, we use plastics bag to carry the things that we bought Yes, okay. But that plastic is very disadvantaged because it is hard to recycle. So in order to test your love to our nature, okay, to our nature, to the environment, we want you to think how can you save the planet by changing that plastic by changing that plastic using another type of material. Okay, faham tak? So if you don't understand, you ask me. Okay, so that's all. That's all about um, CO and PO, and affective and cognitive. And then about assessment. Assessment is the penilaian lah, penilaian. So I repeat, CO3 and CO4. CO3 and CO4 is the assignment. You will be given an assignment in order to evaluate your effectiveness. And then CO1 and CO2 you will be tested using midterm test and also final examination. Okay. And then for assessment, you have quizzes. You will be given maybe 3 quizzes. The CO1 will have 1 quiz. CO2 will have 2 quizzes. So all these quizzes, 3 quizzes, will sum up, will consist of 10%. Okay. And then you have assignment. Assignment will cover all CO. CO. It is a 10%. So in this assignment covering all CO. Covering all CO, and you have 2 things to prepare. One is report, and another one is a video. I will give you the assignment question later. Okay, probably this afternoon or maybe next week. I don't know. And then you have midterm exam. Midterm exam will consist of 20%. This only involve this 20% will be asked from chapter 1 to chapter 3, 1 to 3. And then you have final examination only cover CO2, course outcome 2, and this will cover from chapter 4 until chapter 9, and it is 60%. So everything you have 100%. Okay. This is the list of a reference book that you can use. Okay, that's all for the introduction of the subject. You have any question? No question? Okay, if no question, give me probably 10 minutes. I want to have a rest a little bit because speaking is quite tiring. 10 minutes. So you come back at 3 o'clock. Eh? Sekejap sekejap. Actually, this is my first time using Microsoft Teams. Before this, I use Google Meet, but Google Meet cannot be used anymore because there is no what we call no because it is not recorded anymore. It's not because because Google Meet cannot record anymore. I want to know where can I get the link? Where is the link? Is it this one? Link. Okay, tak apalah. Let me check. Seriously, I'm not sure how to get the link. It's okay. Okay, we continue the lecture. We continue the lecture with chapter 1. We continue the lecture with chapter 1. Oh, okay. Before that, I forgot to tell you what is the chapter. Okay, chapter. We have 9 chapter. First, first is introduction to material science. Okay, and then this is chapter 2, material structure and bonding. So in this introduction to material science, we only learn about basic. What is materials? What is material science? What is material engineering? Something like that. Okay, and then um, chapter 2 we study about material structure and bonding. So in this chapter we study about covalent bonding, we study about ionic bonding, we study about metallic bonding, we study about we study about all the things that you have studied in your form 4 and form 5 in chemistry, physics. You have studied this in matriculation, STPM. So in chapter 2, it's just a repetition from what you have studied in the past. Okay, in your SPM, matriculation, and STPM. Wait, yeah. Okay, and then chapter 3 Chapter 3, you will learn about mechanical and physical properties of material. So in chapter 3 is mechanical is mechanical properties is the properties that is the properties of the material when you give load or you give forces, how the material react when you give forces or load to them. Okay, that is mechanical properties. And then physical properties is the properties that is physical. For example, color, shape, smell, physical, something that you can see, something that you can observe. What is the color? What is the shape? Whether the shape of that things is ugly or beautiful. So that is physical lah. Okay. And then chapter 4 is about phase diagram and phase transformation. So it is about metal alloy. So here you will study about the state of something lah, whether in liquid state or solid state, something like that. Okay, and then chapter 5 you will learn about the strengthening mechanism. Strengthening mechanism is you have metal, besi, metal, and then you change the strength of the metal by doing the heat treatment. Um, this one, Salini, 017-552-5256.
Yes, sir.
Salini, are you here?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, regarding your question,
Mm-hmm.
because while I am giving you lecture just now, I am texting with the head of program, asking about your question, whether you can take this subject with that code, BFI 1203. The answer is no. If you want to take this subject, you have to register under the code BMM 1133.
Okay.
You can, I think maybe you can drop this code. I don't know how you want. I don't know how you can do it, but you have to register with another code. But the lecture time is the same.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
The BFI code, the one in our course
Yep.
structure, it wasn't in the OR yesterday, but we registered under BMM code. So is it okay? We enter this class.
No, I lost you. Can you repeat?
Okay. In the course structure, our course code was BFI. But yesterday, when we were doing OR, the BFI.
Are you from industrial engineering?
Chemical BKC?
Um, That is for chemical BKC. But you under which program? Mechanical engineering?
No, chemical engineering.
Or you under chemical engineering?
Yeah.
I thought the BKC has its own has the code for BKC program for this subject is not BFI, I think. Wait, I ask again.
Because what we received was the information, they said that BFI code and DMM code is just the same.
You cannot find BMM 1133 for your. Wait, I text this lecturer. Wait, I asked you for confirmation. Okay, I already text. I will wait from when until the lecturer reply me. Okay, but for until now, I mean meanwhile we continue the lecture. Oh, okay. Where are we? I think here. Okay. So in chapter 5, you will study about a metal alloy strengthening mechanism. So in chapter 4, it's about metal alloy as well. In chapter 5, it's also about metal alloy, but you are going to learn about strengthening mechanism. So alloy or metal, you have the metal and you want to strengthen. You want to increase the strength of that metal. How? By doing the heat treatment. So the heat treatment will cause the metal to be stronger lah, to be stronger. Okay. Wait, how many students register with this subject BFI 1203? Is Salini and Hivashini?
Me also, student.
So far three, eh? Three. Can you write here? I just want to know. Salini, Hivashini, Zulaika. Anyone else? Please write your name here. Write your name in meeting chat. Okay.
Sir, there's no chat box here.
The chat room.
Yes, sir.
I thought you can see this. Can you see this? This symbol. This. Peliknya lah. I think I need to. So you cannot. You don't have this chat room.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we continue. And then in chapter 6, you will learn about application and processing of metal alloy. So we have chapter 4, 5, and 6 is about metal. And then chapter 7, you will study about ceramics. And then chapter 8, you will study about polymer. And then chapter 9, you will study about composite. Okay? Any question? Okay, so if no question, we start with chapter 1 lah. Chapter 1 is a very light lecture. It's about the introduction of the subject. So we talk about material science and materials engineering. Okay, so in the past, the code of the subject is only offered to mechanical engineering students. So the code is BMM 1523. But now, since UMP has changed the structure of um, the organization, all students can take this subject from any other program. That is why students from a chemical engineering program can also register for this subject. So you have different code, but actually it is the same. It is the same. Okay, so but for mechanical engineering student, the code is BMM 1133. But for the chemical engineering student, the code may be BFI 1203. And for the another program, maybe civil engineering, they will have their own um, code, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, this is the number of the topics that you are going to learn. This one I already explained just now in the Excel format. Okay, so introduction to material science and engineering. So this is the history, a little bit of history. So the material a human being has started to use the materials since many years ago lah. So it start with they are using stone. They are using stone to help them with their daily lives, to assist in cooking, doing farming, whatsoever. So they use stone and then clay. And then they have transformed, they have become a little bit more advanced. So they have started to use bronze. Okay. So they use copper. And then as the time goes by, they have become more developed and they have started using the iron. Okay, iron, a minimum, uh, and then they make steam engine, they make car, something like that during that time. And then now we have electric age, or we call it as silicon age lah. Design materials age, and also now nanomaterial age. So from there, the material has been mixed with another types of material to be two materials becoming one thing. So that that can be termed as a composite lah. Can be termed as a composite. Two things added together, combined, and then become one thing. So it is known as composite. And then in order to strengthen or to increase the strength of that particular material, they do a surface treatment, either heat treatment or other surface treatment, in order to optimize the usage of that particular material to increase the properties. This is the evolution. So from 10,000 BC, this is how before century, and until now 2020, the increase of the types of engineering material. So in the past, um, for example, they use straw brick paper as a what we call as a reinforcement, and then now it has changed. It has changed and become composite lah. Composite. So what is material science and what is materials engineering? So material science is the study of is the basic study, is the basic knowledge about structure, properties, and processing material. So you study about ionic bonding, covalent bonding. You study about the energy that they have, the energy about the electron and proton has in each atom. For example, the electron volt that they have. Every material has their own specific energy. So like human, so every person has their own energy. So similar to material, carbon, oxygen, natrium, whatsoever, they have their own energy. For example, natrium, you have a proton and you have nucleus inside, and then you have electron orbiting outside the nucleus. So that particular electron and that nucleus has their own binding energy. So everything that we have here has their own specific energy. Okay, you are going to study the basic knowledge about these things. So this is called a material science. Okay, the theory about it. Then the material engineering is when material engineering is happening when you have the knowledge of the material science, you have the knowledge, you convert the knowledge or the information that you have in your brain and becoming something, becoming product. So that is material engineering. Jai? Okay. So in between material science and material engineering, so in the middle, the material science and material engineering has a connection lah, has to be connected, so that um, if let's say you try to convert something to become a product, but it doesn't work out as you expected, and then you return back to the theory, why it is not becoming like this, why it's not becoming like this, like the one that you wanted it to be. So you will start to research back why it is like this, why it is like that. Is that, yeah? So in the middle, it has a connection. What the properties, processing, how you want to rechange, how you want to readjust the processing method of that material. Okay, structure. You have atomic level. So at the atomic level, you have the atoms arrangement lah. Atoms arrangement. How the atoms was arranged to become that solid material. Then at microscopic level, arrangement of small grains of material that can be identified by microscope. So this one is something that you only can look using a microscope lah. This one, atomic arrangement, no, you cannot see using any tool so far, because no tools are capable to look at the shape of the atom of any material, because that is just a theory. Okay, properties of material. What is the meaning of properties? Properties is the characteristic. Properties is the characteristic of the material. So mechanical properties is the response when you give forces. Okay, so it will tell you what is the strength of that material. Okay, and then electrical and magnetic properties is the response to electrical and magnetic field. Electrical and magnetic properties is the response to electrical and magnetic field. Then thermal properties are related to transmission of heat and heat capacity. Optical properties include absorption, transmission, and scattering of light. So thermal properties is about heat lah, heat. So anything about heat, that is a thermal properties. And the optical is about absorption lah, absorption and transmission. For example, a straw, when straw and okay. For example, this is a water, a glass of water. This is water, and then you have straw. So when the straw go inside the water, you will see as if the straw is bent. Is bent, but it is not bent. But the reason is because it has absorption. Because the speed of light is different when it is in air and in water. So because of the difference of the speed of light, our eyes look at it as if it is uh, not straight. Okay, that three students, Shalini, Heba, Sheni, Zulaika, you can register, you can take the subject here with that code. So no problem.
Alright, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. The head of program, just reply me. Okay. And then you have chemical stability. Chemical stability when contact with environment. Okay. For example, you have to steel. This is steel or iron lah. Same material, same diameter, same everything, same everything. And then this is steel. This steel you bury in a soil by the beach or near the beach. Maybe for example for 1 year or for 10 years, for example. And then the same identical steel, you bury them far from the beach. Sorry, beach, not beach. The woman beach. Okay, this is beach. Far from beach, for example, on tops of the hill, for example, be in Banjaran, Titiwangsa, or Genting Highland, for example, for 10 years. So same. And then you look, after 10 years, you take it out, both of them. Both of them, you will see that this steel and this steel has a different look, has a different surface, or has a different physical, has a different appearance because the soil by the beach and the soil on top of the hill has different nutrient. So when different nutrient, it will cause different corrosion resistance or corrosion protection or corrosion attack, something like that. So the environment will actually affect the the metal, faham tak? So this is what it means by chemical stability. So why we need to study major science and engineering? Because of this thing lah. To be able to select a material for a given use based on consideration of cost and performance. Why? To be able to select material for a given use based on consideration of cost and performance. Okay. For example, let's say your boss, you work as an engineer, and then your boss asks you to design a chair. Chair means kerusi, chair. So they say, okay, you go and then design me and develop one chair. So you know that chair needs to be high strength. The strength must be high because if someone very fat, for example, 100 kilogram, wanted to sit on that chair must have the strength to withstand with that person weight, with that person weight for 100 kilogram. So you decided that this chair to be made using. So you decided that this is the requirement. This is the requirement. this chair can be made using steel. You decided. Okay, but actually, if you using steel, actually you can also meet this requirement if you are using polymer. Okay, plastic chair. Plastic chair. If you go to wedding or you go to ceremony in a hall, okay, day one, people use a plastic chair. People use plastic chair instead of steel chair. So both can be used to make chair in order to meet this requirement. But you as an engineer, you have to decide which metal or which material will give less cost, will give less cost, so that your company will do not have to spend a lot of money for the material. Okay, they can save a lot of money. Okay, the performance still the same, people still can sit on that chair, but the cost is less, but the performance is met. Okay, so that is the reason why you need to study this. And then to understand the limit of material and change of their properties when used. So you can alter the properties when you know how to tune the material, when you know the properties. Okay, the processing and like that. And then to able to create a new material that will have some desirable properties. So if you study this, perhaps you will be able to create a new material, to introduce new material. Oh, banyak lagi. I think I have spoken about 1 hour, 40 minutes. I think already spoken about 30 minutes. I like to take some rest, maybe for 15 minutes. So you come back at no, because you only have 2 hours lecture, right? So I think maybe we can continue our lecture on. Let me check. Where's your next class? With me?
Thursday, Khamis.
Thursday at 4 o'clock. Okay, so see you on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Yeah, because I'm already tired. I'm already tired speaking. I have spoken about the introduction of the subject, and I have touched a little bit about chapter one. I am tired, and maybe I think we continue on Thursday at 4 o'clock, and I will forward to you this recorded lecture. I will have to figure out first how, because this is my first time using Microsoft Teams, so I need to work on it. Okay. I will forward in the recorded lecture to your email or to your group WhatsApp. Okay, have a good day. See you on Thursday. Bye bye.
Jadi, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.